Hello and welcome to this week's edition of CTN Community Update. First it was the brutal cold, now it's the snow that's leaving its mark on the school calendar, and not in a good way, at least for instruction time. In the last month alone, the Anoka School District has canceled classes 6 times due to the cold and snow. Per state law, the minimum number of school contact days is 165 for secondary students. With the 6 cancellations, Anoka is now at the state minimum. Any changes to the school calendar, including makeup days, would need to be approved by the school board, which will hold its next meeting on Monday night. A district spokesperson says staff is creating options for their review and consideration. The cold weather is causing a bit of a delay on the construction of a new main entrance at Coon Rapids High School. It's also a bit behind schedule because of a delay in the delivery of more steel needed for the project. Work on the new main entrance started back in the fall and is expected to be finished this spring. Other building improvements will follow, including additional classroom space, science and media center improvements, and an expansion of the strength and fitness room. The Anoka School District has lots of jobs available, and they're looking to hire you. District 11 held a job fair on Tuesday for a number of year-round operational positions. There are job openings in technology for paraeducators, school support, and community education. The positions include full-time and flexible part-time hours for the rest of the school year.
You know, I think right now our biggest need is probably in the area of custodians, and then also in our paraeducator role. We work with 2 outside bus companies that hire the bus drivers.
Right now, we are running a $3,000 sign-on bonus. The sign-on bonus is paid out in increments over a certain amount of time.
If you couldn't make it to the job fair, you can still fill out an application online at ahschools.us. School officials say by mid-April, they will begin focusing on open teaching positions for the 2019-2020 school year. The city hosted an open house this week for residents to learn more about a workforce apartment project proposed in Port Evergreen. City staff members, along with representatives from the developer, were on hand to show off the plans and get feedback from the public. Real Estate Equities wants to construct a 4-story, 184-unit apartment building near 94th Avenue and Springbrook Drive. All of the units would be affordable to households earning 60% of the median area income.
We're just hoping to familiarize the neighbors with the project, answer any questions, take any feedback we receive. The developer can take that and determine if there's a need to make any adjustments to the plans.
The project will go to the Planning Commission next month and onto the City Council in April. The developer hopes to close on the property by late summer and start construction this fall. The City Council adopted an ordinance this week that places a 6-month development moratorium on new self-storage facilities. City staff believes a need exists to conduct a study to better understand the future market demand of the use where self-storage facilities are currently allowed and the appropriateness of those locations to accommodate additional development. The moratorium will take effect March 9th and could be extended up to an additional 18 months. Plans are moving forward for Summer Street reconstruction. On Tuesday night, the City Council held assessment hearings and ordered the projects. In all, close to 10 miles of city streets will be redone this year at a cost of about $11.6 million. Construction is expected to begin in May and be finished by the end of October. Also this week, the City Council authorized a solicitation of bids for some trail improvements. Both Nelson Park and Trackside Park will see trail reconstruction along with basketball court replacement and pedestrian curb ramp installations. Also, Wedgwood Trail will be reconstructed, pedestrian curb ramp installed, and the culvert replaced. The total cost of the work is around $215,000. Here's your chance to get a front row seat to the rich history of the city. The Coon Rapids Historical Commission works to identify some of the most important locations and moments in city history. And as CTN's Jennifer Anderson found out, they could use your help.
More than 600,000 people visit the Coon Rapids Dam each year, drawn to its trails and tranquility. They stand on more than 100 years of historical significance.
You can see some of the building procedures that were going on at the time. A lot of hand labor, horses, every city has history. And so much of the early Coon Rapids is down at the dam.
Local history buff Bob Powell knows a lot about the city's most historical sites. For 25 years, he's been on the Coon Rapids Historical Commission.
Move the approval of the minutes of the Historical Commission. All in favor say aye.
The group is committed to identifying and marking locations of importance in the city.
If you take time to read that marker, you think, oh, that's what used to be there. Kind of cool.
Oh, look at this.
They have a bit of fun, too. On this night,
1839.
the once-a-month meeting became part treasure hunt. The commission is slowly working through dozens of boxes of historical artifacts stored in the city's vault.
Where we have been tells us who we are now and where we should be going. And I think that's why learning about what happened before is important to us now.
The Historical Commission is one of several city commissions in need of new volunteers. They hope to fill 2 open seats here, and in all, 5 city commissions have openings.
And if you just take the initiative to participate in one thing that you're interested in, and in this case it happens to be the Historical Commission, you can make a contribution.
So far, the Historical Commission has recognized 22 sites and counting. For CTN Update, I'm Jennifer Anderson.
Other commissions in need of participants include the Arts, Sustainability, and Park and Rec, as well as the Board of Adjustment and Appeals. More details about all of these groups and an application can be found on the city's website. A historic home in the city of Anoka is set to get new owners. Currently, the owners of the Mad Hatter Restaurant and Tea House lease the property from the city. But this week, the Anoka City Council approved a purchase agreement for the sale of the Woodbury House located on Ferry Street along the Rum River. The owners of Mad Hatter are purchasing the property from the city for $807,000. A closing will take place this spring. Spring sounds really nice about right now. That's going to bring us to the end of today's show. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here again next week.